Hello, my name is Kara, and I will be leading you in the next 20 minutes of your yoga practice. Find your way to your mat. Let's all start in child's pose. So come to sitting on your knees. You can either have your knees spread wide so that your torso can be in between, or you can keep your knees together and let your belly hang. Tops of the feet touch the mat. Rest your forehead in front of you on the mat and close your eyes. Let your arms stretch out in front of you, palms on the mat, so relaxed that your elbows touch the mat as well. If this puts pressure on your shoulders, feel free to bring your arms back by your sides, palms face up, and just relax. Reconnect with your breath. Deep inhales. Feel the back side of your body expand. And then deep exhales. With every inhale, expand, and every exhale, relax. Set your intention for your practice. Maybe it's to reconnect with your body. Maybe it's to quiet your thoughts. Maybe it's to just have 20 minutes to yourself where all you think about is what is inside your own mind and your heart. Whatever it is, set that intention with a breath. So let's exhale everything out. Take a deep, deep inhale. One more sip. And exhale with an auditory ha. That nice H-A. Good. Now on your next inhale, come up to all fours. Stack your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your wrists into a nice neutral tabletop. Give yourself a few cat-cows. On an inhale, reach your eyes towards the sky, your tailbone towards the sky, and on an exhale, bend your back all the way like a cat. Think about creating space in your lower back. If you want to put in some more organic movements, go right ahead. Meet back in a neutral position. And then on an inhale, stretch your right arm forward and your left leg back. Your right arm should be like you're going to shake hands with the person in front of you. Point your left toes, and again create space, one long line of energy from your right hand all the way back to your left foot. Look down so you create space in the back of your neck. Take an inhale, and then on an exhale, bring your elbow to knee. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, length. One more time. And then return. Same thing for the left side. Left arm comes up, right leg back. Stretch, breathe. One long line of energy from your fingertips to your toes. The back of the neck remains long. Spine is long. And on an exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, length. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. And return. Give yourself a few more cat-cows. Stretch and move and warm up that lower back and your core. You should feel a bit of warmth in your torso and your belly, creating that fire with those core exercises. So stretch it out. And we return to a neutral tabletop. Exhale, and on an inhale, let's come into our first downward dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Pedal your feet out. Drop your heels as far down to the mat as you can, creating length in the back of your legs and your hamstrings. Stretch your hips and your tailbone up to the sky. Arms stretched out front of you, palms face down. Let your head hang heavy, creating no tension in the back of the neck. Drop your shoulders down your back, rotate your forearms in, press your palms deep into the mat. If you need to, feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. Your heels do not have to touch the mat. There is no right or wrong in yoga. On your next inhale, stretch your right leg all the way up and back. And on an exhale, bend that knee and allow yourself to stretch that hip out. Inhale again, and on an exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Use your core. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Stretch the leg back. And on an exhale, step that foot all the way through your hands, creating a 90-degree angle with your right knee and your right ankle. And then drop the back knee down to the mat, untuck the toes, coming into your lower lunge. Keep your hips in line, both facing the front of your mat, so that you feel a stretch in your back hip. So your left hip, the front of your left hip flexor, should be feeling this stretch. If you need something a little more, stretch your arms overhead and give yourself a slight back bend. Keep that right knee over that ankle, hips in line. And on an exhale, bring your hands down, step your right foot back. And let's go through our flow. We're going from an upper push-up plank to a lower push-up plank, chaturanga. Stretch forward into upward facing dog. Stretch the face up towards the sky. Open the heart. And then on an exhale, back into our downward facing dog. We're going to do this a few times during practice, so you'll have a few times to clean it up. But this is our flow. On an inhale, stretch the left leg up. On an exhale, bend the knee and open the left hip. Inhale up, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up, exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up, exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up, and on an exhale, all the way through. Plant the foot, the knee over the ankle. Untuck the back toes, bring the knee down to the mat. On an inhale, push your knee away from your torso. Use your hands. Then once you found stability, you can feel free to bring your arms overhead, either with your hands apart, pinkies slightly turned in, palms facing each other, or in steeple grip. Clasp the hands and just release the pointer fingers. And then exhale. Bring the hands down around the foot, step the left foot back, upper push-up plank to lower push-up plank. Stretch forward, untuck the toes into upward facing dog, and then exhale into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up on an inhale, step it all the way through in between your hands, but this time keep your back leg up. Rotate your left foot to a 45-degree angle with your toes pointing towards the upper left corner of your mat. Drop your heel down to the mat. Keep your right leg in a 90-degree angle, the knee bent directly over the ankle. And then come up into your warrior one. Keep both hips facing forward. So pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Straighten the back leg and create strength in that back leg. Engage the quadricep. Reach your arms overhead. Drop your shoulders down your back so there's no tension in your shoulders or your neck. And breathe. On an inhale, reach your arms slightly back. On an exhale, bring your hands down. And then go through your flow. Upper to lower plank, upward dog to downward facing dog. Once you've arrived, on an inhale, lift your left leg up, then step it through between your hands. Rotate the back foot down to the mat, 45-degree angle. Hips are facing the same direction. If you need a little bit more space for your hips, feel free to step your right leg out. And once you feel strong and grounded in your legs, then find lightness in your arms, in your chest. Open your heart. On an inhale, give a slight back bend. On an exhale, bring your palms down to the mat. Step your foot back and go through your flow. On an inhale, look forward, hop, step, jump your feet up to meet your hands. Let your torso hang heavy. Standing forward fold, Uttasana. Feel free to grab elbows for ragdoll. Allow the weight of your torso to help you stretch the backside of your body. If you need to bend your knees as much as you need to. Take an exhale. And on an inhale, come into a half lift. You can bring the hands to the shins or to the thighs. Never put pressure on the knees. Bring length into the back of the neck. Broaden the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Let it all go. On an inhale, swing the arms all the way up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel all four corners of the feet sink into the mat. Close your eyes. Find stillness. Reach the hands overhead. Drop the shoulders down the back. Everything stacks in one line. Shoulders over hips, over knees, over ankles. One long line of energy from the fingertips to the heels, grounded into the earth. Take a deep inhale here. Find strength. Remember your intention. Inhale. Reach back. And on an exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, reach your arms up the same way you would for mountain, but this time sit your hips back as if you were sitting into a tiny chair. Utkatasana, chair pose. Knees are over ankles. The weight is sitting back in your hips, and you reach forward to balance. Find length in the back of the body, from your tailbone all the way up through your fingers. If this puts pressure on your shoulders, feel free to bring your arms down to heart center, feet hips width distance apart, or together, depending on the way your hips need space. Inhale one more, and then exhale, let it all go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, second set, Utkatasana. Find the same place that you just left. Find the fire. Drop your hips back and find peace in this slightly uncomfortable position. On an inhale, stand all the way up into Tadasana. Give yourself a nice stretch back. And then on an exhale, drop forward into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, jump or step your feet back and go through your flow. Upper to lower plank, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Once in downward facing dog, raise your right leg up to the sky one more time. Then step it all the way through into half pigeon. Bring your right knee outside of your right hand and your right foot towards the left side of your mat. Bring your left knee down to the mat and untuck the left toes. And then allow your torso to stretch forward over your right knee. Allow yourself to release. If you feel any pain or pinching in your knee, lay onto your back and do a figure 4 stretch instead. Close your eyes. Reach your arms out in front of you. Maybe bring your head to the mat if you're flexible. Give one more exhale. And on an inhale, sit your torso up. Stretch that left hip flexor one more time. And then place your palms in front of you and step your right foot back. You can go through a flow if you'd like, or you can just stay in downward facing dog and feel what that feels like on that side. Once back in downward dog, inhale to lift the left leg up, and then exhale to step it through into your half pigeon. Set your hips in one line again, both facing the front of the mat. Make sure everything is in the right place. Your knee outside of your shoulders. Your foot should be flexed to protect the knee joint. And then on an exhale, bring your arms down and let it go. Reconnect with your breath. Find stillness. Again, yoga is all about finding calmness and stillness at the times when the body wants to go into fight or flight. So what can you let go of right now? What's not serving you? One more exhale. On an inhale, stretch the body up. Find length in the hip flexor. And on an exhale, plant the palms, step the left leg back, and either flow or stay in your downward facing dog. Deep inhale and exhale. Bring the knees down to the mat. And then prepare for puppy pose. We're going to stretch the hands all the way out in front of us and open the heart towards the mat, stretching the back side of the body all the way from the fingertips to the hips. Stack the hips over the knees. Untuck the back toes if you want to, or you can keep them tucked. You can place the forehead on the mat or your chin on the mat if it doesn't crunch the back of your neck. But find this great stretch in the back side of the body. Breathe. Deep inhale. On an exhale, HA. Come back up to all fours. Tuck the feet and come to sitting. Stretch the legs out long in front of you. And let's prepare for our seated forward fold. You can move any of the fleshy parts underneath your bottom Flex the feet, stretch the arms overhead, and then in one movement, reach for the toes. If this puts too much pressure on your legs, bend the knees as much as you want to. This is more of a stretch for the back of the body and the lower back than it is for the hamstrings. If you want it to be a hamstring stretch as well, then try to keep the legs as straight as possible. Flex the feet back towards the face, and then use the strength of the arms to pull the upper body towards your feet. Go for length first before relaxing into the position. Think of stretching the vertebrae one by one as you pull your feet, as you pull your forehead towards your toes. And once you've stretched as much as you can, just breathe. Inhale, exhale. With every inhale, find length. Every exhale, relax. On an inhale, come back up. Move to the middle of your mat, feet placed on the mat. And then on a slow count of 5, lower yourself down to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the lower back onto the mat and bring the knees in towards the chest. Give it a nice hug. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Thank the body for all the work it's done today. You can give it a little roll back and forth, massaging the lower back, and then stretch the legs out long, coming into your final Shavasana. Allow the feet to flop side to side and get comfortable. You can have your hands either placed on your heart, maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or you can lay the arms out by your sides, palm face up, whatever you feel you need. Close the eyes, relax your face, unclench the jaw, and find stillness. Thank yourself for bringing yourself to your mat today, for spending this time just on you. You deserve this. When you're ready, no rush, roll to your left side. Use your right arm as a little blanket, your left arm as a pillow. And then press yourself up to easy pose, sitting cross-legged. Thank you so much for listening, for giving yourself time today, for sharing this time with me, for allowing me to guide you through this moving meditation. Again, my name is Kara, and the light in me recognizes the light in you. Namaste.